Good morning, afternoon, or evening, judges. My name is Shams. I'm from Thomson Rivers University, Kamloops, Canada, and today I'm presenting you guys with STELA, an AI powered tool that is meant to revolutionize stroke care in the medical industry. Before I begin, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my friend Abdul, his father suffered from a stroke attack. Although doctors were able to revive him, his life was never the same. He suffered major disability that impaired him for the rest of his life. Half of his body was paralyzed, he had visual and speech impairments, and so on. Now, stroke survivors, if they are able to survive, have their life drastically changed by this condition. So most of them are classified as people with disabilities. Me, as a software engineer, I thought to myself, what can we do to prevent this? So, introducing STELA. A little bit about stroke. CDC estimates that 15.1 million people suffer from stroke annually, and 85% of them are fatalities, meaning resulting in death. WHO has even classified it as an epidemic. Right? There is no cure for stroke in medical science. Only thing we can do is early diagnosis, which studies indicate can save 92% of the cases. Now, early diagnosis is key. What about how can we diagnose this early? Current techniques such as EKG seem to be very costly and also impractical for everyday use. Second, the cost of treating a heart attack after the onset of stroke is about $65,000 to 164 US dollars. That means it's really hard on the bank as well. Now, the stroke survivors are left impaired with disabilities, thus rendering them almost impossible to procure such expensive treatments. Enter STELA. Now, who are we? We have created this AI powered tool that can help in stroke management, diagnosis, and care. Now, our application is three parts. First, we have a novel machine learning algorithm that predicts stroke risk based on 5,000 patients data set that we have trained it on. Second, we have XAI, explainable AI, that gives some sort of meaning or understanding to these black box machine learning predictions, right? Currently, machine learning algorithms are not accepted by doctors or medical professionals because of their black box nature. They need to know the why behind the outcome. XAI, or explainable AI, gives you the why behind the outcome. Third, we have STELA, or in-house developed large language model that can act as your personal stroke doctor, right? This stroke specialist STELA has been trained on all the medical grade data sets, data and textbooks that are available online, such as PubMed dataset and so on. These have really high value in the field of medical science, and STELA is an expert on that. Now, instead of boring you with all this talk, let me show you what we have. We have this application which is live right now. You guys can test it right now. Yes, you guys can test it, play around with STELA. Now, in this application, once I log in, or sign up first, obviously, but log in, I have some information about myself that I need to enter, such as my age, gender, my blood pressure, and so on. Some of them are medical grade, so if you don't understand, you can just hover over it, and the tooltip will give you some basic information about it. So these information, once entered and created, when I create my profile, I generate, and our machine learning algorithm says I'm not at risk for stroke, which is good. So machine learning algorithm predicted I'm not at risk for stroke. We have four categories: not at risk, low risk, moderate risk, or high risk. Next, we have XAI, or explainable AI, that has identified each of the inputs and their respective weightage towards that machine learning prediction. So my most at risk factors are BMI, glucose, TOS, and cholesterol. These have most weightage towards that prediction from machine learning, as you can see over here. Now, this interface that we have created was in conjunction with a neurosurgeon based in New York, known as Dr. Mira Saleh, and she suggested this specific outline. Now, I can download this report as a PDF and take it to my medical personnel, and they would get some more information about it. If I scroll down, I have some group explanation report, which is important for the medical professional in diagnosing a stroke risk. Now, if we go back, um, we have this feature that helps us find hospitals nearby. If say we have high risk for stroke, we can get and find hospitals nearby in our area. Now let's go back, and we have our most awaited STELA, our stroke assistant. Now this interface, you can chat with STELA. I'm asking STELA, what is my stroke risk and what can I do to prevent or reduce this, right? Let's say I ask this to STELA. Now, don't worry about any mistakes you make, because STELA is an intelligent stroke assistant and can understand all of these. And again, as I said, we have developed STELA with an in-house language learning model. So, and we have fine-tuned it with all the medical grade stroke data that is available online and at PubMed, published medical papers. Now, STELA has the comprehension and reasoning skills better than current AI models such as ChatGPT or so on. And as you can see over here, STELA has given me some answer. So thank you for your question. Based on information provided, you are at no risk. If you guys remember, in the previous screen, I was at no risk. So STELA knows that it has the ability to connect and retrieve any information available online. It has the ability to connect with our encrypted database. Now, STELA has also given us some suggestions to reduce our stroke risk based on the medical grade data that we have trained STELA on. Lastly, STELA has implemented this feature such as known as RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, which avoids hallucination. Now, current AI models like ChatGPT and so on can generate random things, right? Which is very bad in medical aspect, right? For medical purposes, we need something reliable and trusty, not something that could hallucinate random answers. So STELA does not hallucinate because of RAG and our techniques applied. Now you guys have the capability to play around with STELA. I will leave the link down in the description so you can go ahead and test it yourself. Lastly, we have some more features. Yes, some more features for a patient that has suffered stroke. They don't really have the time or patience to go on to a web application and monitor all these things. If you think of someone who suffered from stroke, you think of an old person, probably your grandma or grandpa, someone like that. They are not so tech savvy. So for them, we have automated this whole process. We have developed automated patient monitoring system. So in this feature, what we have is a mobile smartwatch application that we have developed in-house that can easily be downloaded on any Wear OS smartwatches, and it would monitor your heart rate, blood pressure, sleep, and other factors relevant to you. And all it does is, on a click of a button, it connects to our current web server, which is live right now, and can send periodically all this information to the web server, where it can be stored with the timestamp accurate to the current millisecond. And this information is really useful for STELA to making sense of how you're progressing over a particular period of time. Let's say based on all this information, your systolic blood pressure and heartbeat and so on, STELA predicts that your stroke risk increases from low to, let's say, moderate or even high. STELA has the capabilities to automatically contact a medical care personnel and inform them of your situation. As we said, early detection prevents 92% of cases in stroke. That's why STELA is basically your personal 24/7 caretaker with all these advanced automated functionalities. All you have to do is wear your smartwatch, download our state-of-the-art mobile application, register your profile at our online web app. Your caretaker could do that, and boom, you have automated 24-hour care to stroke. Thus, we are not only preventing stroke, we are also providing a solution for long-term management for people who have already received stroke. Thank you for your patience, judges. I look forward for you guys to play around with our application, see how you feel with our beta application, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys in Vancouver on April 27th. Thank you.